Luton 1, Wigan 0. Luton managed to respond after losing away from home against Bradford on Saturday with a home win against Wigan. The final score was 1-0. We picked up the 3 points, and in today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the win. I don't want to be too overly critical. We have won 3 out of 4 league games. Yes, not against the best teams in the league. We are going to get a much tougher test at home this Saturday against Cardiff. But still, we've got 9 points. It's currently 2 points a game, which is promotion winning form. Can we do better than what we did against Wigan? I believe we can. I said in my match preview that we needed to respond after losing against Bradford with the win, but also with a decent performance. Did we get that performance? We did in certain spells in the game, but not throughout the 90 minutes. And yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game itself. But let's talk about the starting 11. So Mans Anderson did miss out. He was left out of the team due to a tight hamstring. It was more precaution than anything else by what Luton have reported. So McGuinness ended up starting this game. I felt he should have been dropped, but actually, to be fair to him, I thought he'd done well. In fact, I thought he did a lot better than what he did against Bradford, especially in the second half. I thought, as a defensive unit, second half was definitely a lot better than the first. In fact, it was a game of two halves. Wigan, for me, were the better side in the first, and we were the better side in the second. The fact that we went in at half-time 1-0 up, we were lucky. Wigan had so many chances, and if it wasn't for Josh Keeley in goal making some really good saves, we would have gone in at half-time losing. I can't believe Wigan actually wasn't like 2-1, 3-1 up at half-time. But yeah, the starting 11, Kadoa, who's now isn't pronounced as Kadoa, it's pronounced a different way, which I now need to learn and get my head around. Left wing back, Cohen Bramall, Naismith, McGuinness, and also Nigel as our centre halves, with Walsh and Saville in the midfield, with Ali up top alongside with Yates, with Clark just behind them. That was roughly the same starting 11 that I picked for the game against Wigan, apart from Anderson being in the starting 11 instead of McGuinness. So we were happy Ali was starting up top, but unfortunately the first half we just moved the ball so slowly. It was like walking football at times. It was that slow. Far too many touches on the ball. There was no movement. We were very rigid in our positioning. It's not good enough in that sense. At times we have a throw in, yeah, and there's no players moving. It frustrates me because it don't matter what formation and what system we're going to play. And I will keep arguing with people in the video comments. And I know you're watching the video, guys, and we are debating in the video comments. It don't matter if we're playing a 4-4-2, a 4-3-3, 5 at the back, 8 attacking players on the pitch. If you're not going to move and move the ball quickly, no formation or no football system is going to work. It isn't going to work if you're going to move the ball that slowly. The players have got to take some responsibility here and move the ball with a bit of urgency. I feel like they're scared to do it. I think it's a confidence issue. I feel like they're just too scared to do that risky pass or just try something different that can unlock a defence, unlock a midfield and break through the lines. I don't understand why we're scared to do it. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen? As long as we, recover well, then we go again and try and keep trying and keep trying. I just felt at times today that the likes of Yates, for example, I think he only touched the ball twice after 35 minutes. He couldn't get involved in the game. He really struggled. And I don't think it's completely on him. I do think he should do a lot more and try and be involved in the game. But I felt Clark, Ali and Yates were all trying to do the same thing, which was trying to run in behind. But they weren't getting on the ball. They weren't doing anything with the ball. In fact, I actually think Clark needs to come a lot deeper. I actually would play him alongside a Saville or Walsh. In fact, it's a big question mark. Do we play Saville in home games? I know he scored the goal today after 10 minutes. And I did say in my match preview, if we're going to score a goal, we need to score early to help us, because I felt Wigan would have put 11 players behind the ball. To be fair to them, they didn't put 11 players behind the ball. They did in moments, of course, but they actually caused us such a threat, especially going forward in the first half. In the second half, we kind of stopped that threat from happening, and we were overall a much better team in the second half. But I did felt in the first half, it was just far too slow. But the goal itself, in the first 10 minutes, when you are playing against a team that's more than happy to get a point, especially away from home against us, to score in the first 10 minutes is exactly what you need to do to stop teams slowing the game down and also, time wasting and doing all the dark arts. That's what comes with football. So I'm glad that we did score in the first 10 minutes because it meant that Wigan had to come and attack us. It meant that there would be more space in behind for us to try and exploit. And it was a fantastic delivery. I think it was Walsh on the left-hand side, delivers a fantastic ball, and Saville with a fantastic finish to put us 1-0 up. But apart from that, that was the only real special thing that happened in the first half. Apart from Keeley making amazing saves, but you don't really want to see your goalkeeper make amazing saves. You want him to be doing nothing, in fact. You want him to have a boring game because if your keeper's had a boring game, you've defended quite well. But he did make so many good saves, but Wigan did hit the post, they hit the bar. They caused us a few problems, and I felt like they were better than us in that first half. But we came out in the second half. First 10 minutes, it looked a little bit better. We were trying to move the ball with a bit of urgency. We did slowly go up the gears. But I actually thought Nordas changed the game for us. And that might be an unpopular opinion. But he had an amazing impact as a sub. He was like the target man. He was every time we tried to get the ball forward, we were going through him. He was linking the play up. He was allowing players around him to get involved into the game because he was holding onto the ball. I thought he completely changed it. I think if he didn't come onto the pitch, I don't think we have the success which we did in the second half in terms of how we were driving forward. Ali ended up moving to left wing back after Bramall came off after 55 minutes. Ali looked a lot better moving as the left wing back. I don't think Ali works as the striker. I really don't. I don't like him back to the goal. I like him on the half turn. I like him out wide. I like him when he receives the ball out wide, driving at defenders, because the right back for Wigan, he beat him so many times out on that left-hand side. Ali will drive and try and cause a threat, try and be a problem, and that can open up a few things for us to try and exploit and try to score goals. But when he's playing as a striker alongside Yates or a different partner, he isn't the same player. And I feel like going forward, that's something which we're going to have to try and sort out. But I thought Yates got more involved in the game when he had Nordas alongside him, but I still think Yates was miles off it. Yes, he didn't have the service, but I still think he can be more involved in the game. He did a lot of running, but that running didn't really cause anything. It didn't really impact the game. There was one moment where an opportunity for a shot to get a shot away happened for him in the second half, but he took that extra touch. He took too long to get the shot away, and the Wigan player ended up closing him down. But Nordas, the flicks, the turns, the passing, I thought he'd done very well. He was so unlucky not to score that goal. Really good attempt, hit the post, but then he also had another one when he broke through, clean through and go at one point. But unfortunately, I think the Wigan player got there in the end and blocked the shot. But I remember the Kenny was kind of cheering him on, trying to motivate him. Go on, mate, go and score that goal. I thought it was a really good sub appearance from him, really good impact from our subs there. And it wasn't just the first time. I thought he did it against Bradford as well. I know, the performance against Bradford, not many people will look at the sub impacts, but I thought he did have an impact when he came on against Bradford, and I thought he had an impact when he came on against Wigan. So that's back-to-back impacts now, and he's definitely he's given Matt Bloomfield a question mark on, actually, should I be starting this Saturday? Because I'm doing well when I'm coming onto the pitch. And to be fair, he's doing a lot more than what certain other players are doing. I just think going forward for us, we need to find the right personnel. That's what I'm looking at. Because there were times in the second half, where we were moving the ball quickly. We were showing a bit of urgency. We weren't having too many touches on the ball. We were getting the ball out wide, trying to get the ball into the box, trying to get shots away. But it didn't happen as frequent as we probably would have liked it to happen. I did think Wigan scored at the end with the goalkeeper. My heart, I was feeling it a bit. I thought that was going in. We got lucky, but I will take the 3 points. I thought on the balance of the game, a point would have been the correct result for both teams, especially how the first half went for Wigan. But I thought overall, defensively in the second half, we stopped their attacking threat. They didn't have any chances in the second half, apart from the one in the last minute. And then going forward, we were the better side. So yeah, a game of two halves. I don't think Kadoa has anything serious with that injury. I think it's just cramp. Bramall as well, I think he just couldn't do more than 60 minutes. We're still trying to build him up. But I think if we can get the right personnel in the midfield, we'll start looking a lot better. And I think Clark needs to be deeper because he's really good at progressing with the ball. I think if Clark comes deeper to receive the ball and progress up the pitch, we'll find it a lot easier to attack teams and break teams down. But right now, what I feel like is happening is we're struggling to get the ball from defence to attack. And we're resulting into going long at times because we're too scared to do the pass to the midfielders in the centre of the pitch. And there's no point going long to someone like Yates because Yates is not great in the air. He's going to lose every single aerial battle. If you're going to go long, you want to go long to someone like Nordas, but you can only do that if he's actually starting. So that's kind of how I'm feeling. I feel like the personnel needs to be looked at. I think once we get this personnel right, the system, the formation will work, but it's figuring out what the best personnel is, what the best balance is across defence, midfield and attack. Until we get that right, I feel like we're going to get more of these types of performances. Or it's a confidence issue. I don't think it's a system issue. I really don't. I just think it's personnel or a confidence mentality thing. They just appeared to me that they're just scared to do certain things on the pitch. That's how I view it. Let me know how you guys view it down in the video comments. Smash that like button for me as well. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I make Luton and EFL content. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video, which will be 5 things which we learned from the game. So I'll see you then.